But there are millions of people, including the majority of Americans and a growing and massive number of Jews, who want to see a stop to the Israeli genocide of Palestinians, who are outraged at our tax dollars being used to murder and starve tens of thousands of children, and who want the US and Israeli government held accountable for their crimes against humanity. And it's in the face of these repressive attacks that our only option is to be bolder, clearer in defense of Palestinian life every single day, and to be demanding justice, equality, and freedom for all people, no exceptions.
That's Stephanie Fox, Executive Director of Jewish Voice for Peace. One of the groups that Project Esther identifies, as she refers to it, as a Hamas support organization, HSO. Also, they refer to HSN's Hamas Support Network. If you can talk more about that label.
Yeah, so Project Esther focuses on anti-Zionist groups such as Jewish Voice for Peace, but they aim to go much more broader than that. So there's a whole network, according to them, that includes not just those groups, but large nonprofits like the Tides Foundation, George Soros as a mastermind on top of this pyramid that they showed in pitch decks to potential donors. Then, of course, there's colleges and universities that are harboring these organizations, members of Congress, senators, the media, really anybody, like I said before, who has criticized Israel or participated in any sort of pro-Palestinian activity.
How has the Trump administration begun to fulfill some of the objectives outlined by the Heritage Foundation's Project Esther?
So I want to be clear that the Trump administration would not speak with me for this story, and Heritage says it could just be a coincidence that they don't know if they're actually following the blueprint. But according to my analysis, the Trump administration and other Republicans have called for more than half of the actionable goals in Project Esther, or they appear to have called for them at least. And so I think it's worth looking at the document in full to have an idea of what else we might see coming down the line. And Mr. Greenway said to me that it was no coincidence that we're seeing actions such as billions of dollars withheld to universities for federal funding. We're seeing calls to monitor the social media of immigrants for quote unquote anti-Semitic activity. We're seeing the attempts to deport people who have criticized Israel or argued for Palestinian rights. And so all of that is very clearly laid out in Project Esther.